Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me today. I'm excited to show you the latest evolution of CYDRA Social. When I first started building CYDRA Social, the goal was simple: help business owners spend less time creating content and more time running their business. We call this plan CYDRA Solo, but after talking with attorneys, consultants, agency owners, and other business leaders, I realized something. Creating content wasn't the biggest challenge anymore. Managing the content process has become the challenge. Who creates it? Who reviews it? Who approves it? How does everyone stay aligned as more people become involved? And that's why we build CYDRA Social Teams. Let me show you what I mean. Imagine your business has grown. You're no longer the only person managing social media. Now you have Sarah helping with marketing. Michael is helping create content. At first, that sounds like a good problem to have, but then the questions start. Who's working on what? Has the post been approved? Which version is the latest? Did it ever get published? Before long, your content is scattered across many platforms, such as emails and shared documents. And everyone's trying to figure out what happens next. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. It's exactly the challenge we build CYDRA Social Teams to solve. Let me show you how this works. Right now, I'm logged in as the owner of Spencer Technology Solutions. I'm working inside the Spencer Technology Solution Workspace. We'll come back to Workspaces later, but for now, I just want you to know where my team collaborates. When I log in, this is the first thing I see: my dashboard. As the owner, I want a quick snapshot of what's happening across my team content. I can immediately see how many posts have been published, still in draft, scheduled, approved, and pending approval. I see all of this as soon as I log in. Now, let's meet the team. As organizations grow, different people become involved in the content process. Let me introduce you to two of my team members. This is Sarah, my marketing coordinator. Her job is creating content. That's what she does every day. But before anything goes live, I want the opportunity to review it. That's why Sarah's account requires approval before content is published. Now, Michael's role is a little different. He also creates content, but because of his role, I trust him to publish without approvals. That's one of the things I like most about teams. I don't have to treat everyone the same. I can give each person the level of access that fits their responsibilities. As your organization grows, not everyone should have the same permission. Teams give you flexibility to match access to responsibility. So far, we've seen how Teams works from my perspective as a business owner. Now let's see what the experience looks like for Sarah, our marketing coordinator. Notice Sarah has a much simpler experience than I do. She doesn't need to access administrative settings. Her job is to create great content. Let's say Sarah wants to announce one of our new team cooperation features on LinkedIn. She could write the post from scratch manually. But one of the things I like most about CYDRA Social is that AI helps you get started. It doesn't replace your expertise, it gives you a head start. Now let's put in a topic, right? A LinkedIn post announcing our new team cooperation features in CYDRA Social. Now let's go ahead and generate with AI. One thing I always tell people is that AI should do the heavy lifting so you can focus on what you do best. Here are the 4 different versions, each taking a slightly different approach. Maybe I like the opening from one, the ending from another one, or I combine the ideas from 2 of them. The important thing is that I'm still in control of the final message. I'll make a quick change, then I'll save the draft. Now from here, I can see exactly where every piece of the content stands: the status, platform, creator, and activity. Now Sarah's part is complete. Now it's time for the approval process. The real question is, how does the post get from Sarah's screen to our company's LinkedIn page? It starts with one click. As you can see, it moves to pending approval on Sarah's plate. Now at this point, Sarah's job is done for now. The ball is in my court. Before we move on, let's take a second to think about how this usually works. Someone writes a post, they email it, they send a Teams message, maybe they text their manager, then they wait. A day later, they're wondering, did anyone ever see my post? That's exactly the problem we wanted to eliminate. Now the responsibility shifts from Sarah to me. But here's the reality. I'm not sitting inside CYDRA Social waiting for someone to submit content. I'm meeting with clients, leading my team, or working on other parts of the business. Now this is why CYDRA brings the approval request to me. I receive an email letting me know there's content waiting for my review. And this is probably how most business owners will experience the approval process, because we're already clicking emails throughout the day. Notice Sarah didn't have to send me the emails. CYDRA did. She didn't have to follow up. I didn't have to wonder if anything was waiting on me. The workflow keep moving without either of us having to think about it. Now, I'm looking at Sarah's post. Overall, I think Sarah did a really nice job. There's just one thing I'd like to improve before it goes live. Instead of sending Sarah another email, I'll leave my feedback directly with the content. Now Sarah knows exactly what I would like change. Now let's switch back to Sarah. Now she can immediately see my feedback. As you can see, great start. Let's make this opening more conversational. So let's make the changes. As you can see, it moved right back to pending approvals. Switch back to my plate. Now let's look at a different scenario. This time, let's assume I'm already working inside CYDRA Social. Maybe I finish a meeting, and before jumping into the next one, I wanted to check on where we stand with our social media content. And when I log in, CYDRA immediately shows me what needs my attention. As a business owner, I don't want to spend time figuring out what needs my attention. I want to see it immediately. Now I can review Sarah's post with a single click. See the changes she made, approve. And just like that, the approval process is complete. Everything looked at to this point has been about getting from an ideal to a published post in a way that's organized, repeatable, and easy for a team to manage. Now let's see the finished result. And here's the post on LinkedIn. So far, we've watched Sarah create the content. We watched it move through the approval process. We made a few revisions, and now the post has been approved. Let me ask you a question. What happens 2 weeks from now or 2 months from now? Someone asks, who approved this post? Why was this wording changed? Who requested those changes? Would anyone ever remember? That's exactly why we built the Audit Trail. Every important action is immediately recorded. You can see when she submitted it for approval. You can see that I requested changes and even the feedback I left. And finally, you can see when the content was approved. We even track how long it took to move through the whole approval process. That gives us insight into how efficiently our team is working and helps us identify opportunities to improve. The best part is that nobody had to document any of this. It happened automatically as the team worked. As your team grows, that's incredibly valuable because the answers are already here when you need it. Now let's look at how the team plans get published next. So far, we've seen how content moves from creation to review to approval. But once content is approved, how does the team know what's coming next? Think of this as your team publishing plan. Instead of asking what's going on, what's going out tomorrow, or are we posting consistently this month, the answers are all right here. One thing I learned that business rarely stop posting because they run out of ideas. They stop posting because everyone gets busy. A publishing plan helps the team stay consistent. Now, as the owner, I can quickly see what's planned. Sarah can see what's already scheduled before creating something new. Everyone is working from the same publishing plan. Everything we looked at so far happens in one workspace. But what happens when your organization grows? What if you have multiple departments, multiple brands, or even multiple businesses? That's exactly why we build Workspaces. Instead of putting everything in one place, I can organize each part of my organization into its own workspace. Let's go to marketing team, workspace, same CYDRA account, completely different workspaces. Each workspace has its own team. In this example, Michael is responsible for this workspace. Another workspace could have a completely different team. It also has its own publishing plan. Content created here stays here. Nothing gets mixed together. One thing I learned while building teams is that growth creates complexity. Workspace help keep the complexity organized. As your organization grows, you shouldn't have to sacrifice organization. Every team has its own space. Every workspace has its own content. Everyone stays focused on what matters most. That's how growing organizations scale without creating chaos. And when I first started building CYDRA Social, I thought it was solving a content creation problem. What I discovered was that growing organizations don't struggle with ideals. They struggle with coordination. That's why we built teams. Not to add more steps, but to make it easier for people to work together, stay organized, and keep moving in the right direction. I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope this gave you a better understanding of how CYDRA Social Teams help growing organizations manage content more efficiently as more people become involved. If you'd like to see how CYDRA Social could fit into your organization, I'd love the opportunity to show you. Simply scan the QR code to schedule a personal demo, or feel free to reach out to me directly by email. Thank you again, and I hope to speak with you soon.